I'm managing a small delegation. In fact, it's a fit out. It's a fit out between the CEO. A very big CEO, office in the restaurant. The CEO and the contract. So the dispute was filed to be by Eric. Okay. A project of 5 million, there are 16. 16 million. The contract is saying 5 million. There are 16. Okay? The project was made 3 months, there are 9 months. And some of them began. See, don't want to appear. And if you look at documents, it's just pure carelessness. That project has all the consultants. Just carelessness. First of all, time estimation was too wrong. They couldn't finish that project. Not possible. What they want to do. So time estimation, wrong. Now you enter into quagmire of disputes. They have come for mediation. Okay? But we have a car meeting on Friday. Both of them have issues. Look at those things. But all of them are held their position. I am right. Yeah? So the contractor wants extra 7 million. The client is saying, what was so poor, you delayed. And then the contract is drafted by lawyers. Those are the worst contracts. This one's drafted by a lawyer who doesn't understand construction. Oh, those are the worst contracts. Yeah. They don't understand construction procedure, they just drafted a contract and threw them. That contract has no penalty to delay. Okay? There's no option for extension of time. I really don't know what I'm going to do that. But it's there. There is one, and a lot of it. That is what the sector is facing. Dispute after dispute after dispute. Time variation, cost variation, quality issues. There's just a lot and a lot. It is worse in county and national government. Worse. Okay? Worse. Are we together? So, when you finish 4 years, that is what you're supposed to sort out. That is the mess that you're supposed to sort out. Don't tell someone, very good in design. I'm not so scared. If you go to an person and tell them you are not so scared, what are you going to say? Okay? They look at you and say, you need to put an attention on. You're not appealing. Okay? But when you tell them, so what are you bringing on the table? What do you want to offer? Say, I know you have time and cost of around you. If you don't have it, it's a privilege matter in the sector. Okay? One of my roles is to try and cure that. That's what I want to tell you in the interview. You know the role. Opportunities in public sector projects, in government projects, opportunities. They are rare, but over the last 5 years, we've seen a lot of hiring of sales. Yes. A lot of hiring of sales. In county governments, yeah. There are projects in Kivu County, CCM, my classmates. The director of projects in Kilifi County, CCM. So counties are beginning to hire a lot of sales. Why? Because of what I've told you. Wanaumia. Hakuna project finishing on time, and the auditor general is on their neck. Why? How do you justify 50% valuation? How? Yeah. And you see, if it goes past 25%, let me give you a scenario. Past 25%, it becomes an EACC matter. Yes, that's how bad it is. Go and Google the legacy mall issue. The architects, the consultants were arrested in the civil. Yes, the consultants, what they were in this one, with EACC. It's not a small matter because the act says 25%. But these days, because of carelessness, okay, Yani is going to pass 25%. But the law says 25%. What are you doing? Hapo pia wamekula. Then all the general accounts, public money laws. Utaweka ndani kama PhD. Are we together? So there is a problem. National governments, county governments, there's a report by the parliament, the parliamentary budget office, the report of 2024. They do report annually. During that report of 2024, read the first recommendation of that report, Parliamentary Budget Committee, PMC. Read the first recommendation of that report. They actually say we need to have project managers on the 2024 report. So for me, I always tell people, this is not a matter you exercise choice on. You can debate whether it is a need, it's not need, you don't need construction managers, you don't need them, you don't need oh what. You will sit back, you can have 2 years. After general sit for delays and all that. You have so there's an influx of county governments hiring schemes. There's an influx of parastatals hiring schemes, the ones that are getting construction. Okay? Those are opportunities. Even state department of housing. Okay? I've been in meetings where we're discussing about hiring CMs. Okay? One of the things we're doing right now in SUK is we are working on the scheme of service because one of the problems we have with CM is we don't have a scheme of service with CM. Scheme of service is what hires you to be a civil servant. Are we together? So we need the scheme of service to be embedded in PSC, Public Service Commission, so that there's just job group element. All the other disciplines happen. So we drafted a scheme of service. There's a meeting this week to have that meeting with PSC, so that PSC can adopt it. Without scheme of service, it's difficult to hire sales because on what when you get a job done, you want to get job description. However, even without that scheme of service, the counties and parastatals that have seen the need are already hiring them. I don't know how we could do that, but they're already hired. Okay? But let me note that there is not so much opportunities in public sector. One of them is because of regulation, which I talked about, number two is because of scheme of service. The big opportunities in private. That's why you find that the private sector, there is a lot of hiring facilities. Good. Broad opportunities. Government projects. I have talked about that. Any question? Ask. I always ask the most stupid question. You ask me now before they answer. Yes. That's the assumption. You see, the government projects are still operating in the traditional method. Okay? If you look at the traditional method of construction, the architect was everything. In fact, there was no QS. There was no QS. The architect was the alpha and the omega. Okay? Then at some point, there was building economics unit. It's a unit called building economics. Okay? If you look at it, they use offers. Building economics. So building economics, they mostly identify themselves as QSs. But they were trained on both. They were trained on even CM. But most of them put together their QSs. So that came in to stand Q aware actually you can't be the representative player. You're designing and costing. Okay. The university decided to split building economics to QS and CM. Okay. Now, on that now the role of management of projects should go to the PM. But there's always an ego contest. Yeah, it's always an ego contest in the center of who should be the boss. Me, I want to say I don't care if you're the boss as long as I'm paid. You can call yourself, you don't call yourself. Okay? But the bottom line is, change is not easy. Yeah? Change challenges, it changes egos. Change challenges status. It challenges identities. Okay? It's not easy. So if you've been the boss, all of a sudden someone says, no, I am the boss. You say it. And I do 6 years and you do 4. You can't be the boss. No. But the thing is, even in that context of who should be the boss, the thing is, what are you offering? The person paying here, what does the person want? I am the only one who can ensure this project. Me, I tell my client, I guarantee you'll do it in 1 year. But if the person guarantees you and you can hire, well, good. So over time, there is that shift to now the PM to be the PM and the architect and the QS and all that. And I keep saying this. If you're a student of the sector, anyone with the global environment, you will note that it's not the end. With the kind of adversities you're facing and the challenges that the world is throwing at the data sector, there will be emergence of other professions. The problem with third world countries like ours is they want to hold on to the old methods of doing things. That's what we face. If you go to South Africa, which is not an Africa, there's no debate. A project starts as a CM or a PM. So the government projects here are still done, I want to say in the 1700s. Because if you look at those boards, project manager, chief architect, public works, QS, chief architect, chief architect, public works. So what is that? Okay, what is that? Our Monanga account is, yeah. So public projects, yes. And also, you see, some of us are shy away from public projects. Yeah, I don't do public projects. I have a young family. I want to live long. I want to live long. At some point, I'll do that, but for now, I don't want it. I don't want this guy on my back and the ACC. Because telling public projects is that I don't do affordable housing. I don't do it for it. Okay? Contractor is given money, half has gone. I don't even have control. Okay? Now we're stuck with this project again. Yes, you will not care. Project someone, I don't know how it is. Someone took the money back. Who is on the line? Me as the project owner. I'm on the board. Another question? Yes.
Not sure. Another question here.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, mostly I'm a same student.
Mm-hmm.
But we are taking the
Studio.
So specifically, can you go with the line of design? So you get a design. And then last year we have a one of the last chapter. Just see what working as an so if they actually allows him to practice.
No. You see, the effect it works in this sector. Yeah, the effect it works in this sector. And I don't want to see the attention to the point. And it's what we say. You see, architecture is regulated. This is Cap 525. Cap 525. Okay? Under warrants, the board of the student acts to do the best. Under warrants. Go read for yourself who qualifies to be an architect. Not my wife, read the law. It is illegal. Okay? Maybe you can be a technician, I don't know. Probably a technician. But and I've seen it even in our WhatsApp group for the CLP. I see someone say it's all right. It is illegal. Okay? And as your senior in the sector, I need to tell you this. That however good you are on studio, by law you cannot be an architect. You can just be a poor architect. But to have that title, no. You have to do architecture for 6 years, do 3 years practice, sit borax exams, pass the exams, and you call yourself an architect. Even there's an arrow called licensing something under the law. If you look at that law, it is for the diploma in architecture. How would you get it? It's for the diploma in architecture. There is nowhere in that law that allows construction and development. They can't even allow. Architects will not allow. I know them. I see them become an architect. If this bill that QSS are published the other day, you know they put CM to their QS. You saw it. This CM bill requirement, this QS bill. Do you know how QSs are being managed? Like the one is banning. How do you allow those two managers to QS? It was an error. It was just an error. It was just an error. Yeah, this is the key. No, it's just like us. Let me tell you, exactly. Oh my, we did proper discipline. We did. Yeah, we said for you to be a construction manager, you must have undergraduate in construction. Undergraduate. We locked into an house. So kama sisi tumefunga kila muda, tukiapia tumefunga kabisa. For that to be a PM, you must have masters in masters in not some with the planning something at Department of Art. We locked it. If you want to be a PM and you are an engineer, go and do masters in construction management from this university. So every profession is locked. Okay? Now, what I know, if you finish and pursue PM, you won't have time to design. First of all, you're going to enjoy it, because it's very interesting. Okay? Very interesting, very intriguing. Number two, in that office, they want you to be architect. There's nothing like over there. There will be just PM plans. So, please, I know you're doing it as side gigs. I also need it side gigs at some point. You know, you are sure I'm right. Village. Just spray is important. Good. Because if it can hook up, then this guy is going to. Yeah. So, I don't know what Musa and said that, whether it is the president who has said that, whether it's the lecturer, whether it is the Pope, maybe it's for me, you're not going to get acted. If you do that, you are a quack. Yes. However, there is a path for you to be an architect, you're still young. Just finish this, here, other than diplomas. And I can see other diploma in architecture. It's not like if I'm a lawyer now, I have a mind to have done education and argue cases, even against lawyers. The law is clear on how to be a lawyer. Bachelor's Law School, Kenya School of Law, CJ government, American for fear, million. Yes. So, let me give a story as I finish because it involves someone who sat here. I won't mention the name because God will ignore him. He was so good in studio. The father was a technician in one of the big architectural firms. So it's the father who came to me. I was in the chair of this like a few years ago. So when he finished, he was so good in the studio that I hear the subsequent years, I didn't give him money. About him. The subsequent years I hear Amalwala always referred to us to be like so on. Be like, I want to mention the name. Be like, it was a reference for the students that great. Okay? But when he finished, and up to now, he's not employed. This is like 5-6 years down the line. Okay? So the father brought him to me because Cecilia, he studied here. And if you sit with him, because now what has happened is he's so frustrated. Do you know how many technicians are there for how many drafts? Kiambu Institute trains them. Every ticket is training them. There are so many architectural technicians out, even engineers, walk away. Okay? So Mudabawa can Institute technician architecture, where we are degrees here, the college of technician. Do you know the frustration you go through? Which are the 30,000 but your classmate here is headed to Men's. The next 2 years is driving. Same class. Unachora officer on the side is running a project in the city. Why don't you mess your life? Why don't you do it? Where you are going here, there's a lot of competition. This other one, yes, but you're free. You know, this is an easier path for you. How many actors are in this country? There are many. There are many. How many PMs are in this country? SMK has only 3,000 in this country. Architects are 16,000. Now the bigger technicians. So where would you pursue as a sort of person? Which path would you pursue? It's this one. It's a lesser, easier, and more paying. So up to now, he's a draft person. 6 years down the line, he's a draft person. So what happened? He entered into drafts. Yeah. Entered into a lot of drafts. And you know, look at his classmates for the philosophy. So do not make that mistake. I beseech you. However inviting it is, do not make that mistake. You want to stick yourself into an area with a lot of competition. You sit in the office with only technicians, the diploma people, and draftsmen. Draftsmen. That's where you want to be. Instead of projecting yourself and begin to run this project to scare out as a PM. So do not fall into that trap. The path that you're going to follow with that path of being a drug person, there is nothing you're going to do. You will not be registered, actually, even again, you're not registered. So when you ask for membership certificate, you won't have a problem. So don't get lost. I've seen so many get lost in that part of design. So many. And I can tell you, unless I'm ready to learn, I want to see one that's successful. Give me one. But on this side of PM, I can count for you. Even in national and good areas of corporate world, the CMs are in. Yeah, the group head of equity, actually the group East Africa head of projects of equity. It's the same. Someone like you, very simple. The project head of corporate bank, she's a CM, the vice CEO of SMT. Those less banking areas, I'll talk about opportunities. That's the one please don't do it. Everybody pop send your message at night. I'm done. Let's do another question. Okay. Yes. Okay. Lucy, how many minutes do we have for this? Because I said I will talk about the rest of things and finish.
I think you can answer this question and then
The two others, I hold.
yes,
Okay.
we shall answer them after.
Okay. Now, this is preference. When I left campus, I had a very rigid rule on which side is good. I'll be honest, between the CM and PM, I had a very rigid opinion on which path is good. But the center has evolved over time. It's preference. It's preference. What do you like? Me as Nashon, I cannot work with a contract. Maybe as a consultant. Now I do it. But do you know why? When I left campus, I was employed with a contractor for 2 months and I resigned. Yeah. But I was employed with a contractor against my better judgment because when I was here, I was saying, PM, I wanted to wear a suit, be a professional, and I knew this side, there's no suit. Yeah. But I know now CMs wear suits, I see them. So, if you ask my personal preference as Nashon, PM. Of course, it has to be right, that's what I do. But it's my personal preference. It's not the rule, that's the clear answer. Okay? But I know people who just prefer the contractor side. Actually, let me show you. We are doing the Bagani project? We used to call it affordable housing. The one next to concession. How many know it? That big project that's sold. It was started under wood. Okay? We are the PMs now on that project. On that project, I am there. There's a resident PM who was a resident PM from our office who was here. And there is a state agent. Under Philip, we call them the contract representative. The one in charge of the other side. He's there, he's a CM. And the clerk of works is also a CM. We have 5 CMs on that project, different ones. You understand? The clerk of works is a CM from here, and so on. The site, in JBC contract call them site agent, but in Philip contract call them contractor representative. Okay? The one in charge of that site. It's a 6 billion site. That there is also CM. Okay? Then from Beacon, we have myself and there's a resident. It's a big project, a resident PM. All of us, Bachelor of Construction Management. And apparently, UN. We're going to play different ones. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. So it's a preference. If you don't that right, he likes contractors. He's just good in contractors. And I understand, one place, another place. So My preference for PM is I think there is more. I think it allows you to you have a grip of the project, yeah. So if you're farm, you can have a grip, you can say no to things. Okay. That's why you are more of a green employee and manipulation and all that. But you can also depend on the Thank you. I'll have to stop there.
That was the first session in our talk. I hope you enjoyed, right? So, Nashon, as he was speaking, he has said that even if you go back to school, after all the options of what course to take, he'll still choose construction management. So I want to hear from us, the CM students, the RE students, and QS, with the little experience that you have, will you, if you go back to probably first year or after you've completed your secondary education, will you still choose US, CM, or RE? I'm going to take each one. And give us a reason, or maybe two. Who's willing to answer?
For me, my preference was and is QS because I get to live in the middle
So you still choose yes.
It's my name.
It's okay. CM student.
He must be for his I can bet you in the next 3 years it's coming for masters of CM.
CM students, the RD students.
I choose CM any day, any time, any season. Reason being, CM is something that's an eye opener to me. Whenever you go to any talk, you never fail to mention a CM as any part. Because they play the major and crucial part of construction in many projects. And also I choose the CM because also I want to have some really don't want to do it. They want to do it, they just want to be working things in the right way. And because it's one of the highly careful jobs.
And to one of them, yeah. We are the one who was against the plan, and we are the one who is going to be so they are
This is the first day I'm hearing CM students saying they will choose CM. What leading
They are back to the master's experience.
Ben, you just choose RD.
Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm a real estate student and I will choose real estate because based on my experience on the ground, we're the ones who employ the CM and US. Yes. Under that, so when you employ the US, and ones who are closer to the client. So
Everyone is employing everyone. As has Nashon called it, kuna two contest of egos in the industry, so I don't know. So, on to our second segment. Career paths and also gaps which we as students could pursue. And also, as I was sitting here, I don't know if that fact is true, but it has said that, okay, who could guess how much concrete Burj Khalifa used to that extent? Burj Khalifa, the amount of concrete. Okay, do you know Burj Khalifa? Who Who can guess the amount of concrete was used roughly to? Amount of concrete.
I'm not sure.
Who can give a wild guess?
I can get 300,000 cubic meters.
Oh, okay. It said that it used enough concrete to build a sidewalk from here to Cairo. Do you know Cairo in Egypt? So that you need to hear it. So the next segment, I'm going to invite Nashon to take it.
Enough concrete to do a sidewalk from Nairobi to Cairo. Now, this one I talked about in the past week, so I'll just maybe underscore. Career gaps and pathways, for. I like the discussion whether you choose CM and CM. I think some of you need to finish first. On your sector, once you just a sector, then you say whether ready. Okay. Now, for career paths and gaps, number one is PM funds. Yeah. PM funds. You can be employed under project management funds. Also as a fund. I think there are 23 23 right now. Yeah. For those who are members of the SIMK, how many are members of the SIMK? You can just write info SIMK, ask them to give you a list. So you're a member, a student member, a list of PM funds. They'll give you. For years, that's what you just do, right? You tell them I want this for CM funds with their contacts. So that you apply. Yeah, they give you Beacon, they give you Markham, Townsend, Mays, yeah, or Devo, Obra, Pinnacle, Projects Office, IBM. I mean, there's so many. Those are PM funds. They hire CMs, analysts. Okay. Don't forget there are also a lot of architectural firms that are now created PM departments. Yeah. The big architectural firms have also created PM and big QS firms. Yeah. They have created PM departments. That's what I was telling you. In the next 3 years, you come for masters here. I was speaking to one of the lecturers. That class is full. You only find one undergrad CM doing masters. The rest are architects, full surveyors, especially full surveyors. Okay. And there are few engineers doing that masters. So PM firms, are we together? You can go for employment that direction. So contractors. Okay, it's also a part for you. Contractors. This one, please don't go for any contractor. There are some that you go there and now you become a storekeeper. Yeah? You really your value will not be utilized. But they are very good professional companies. Actually, for me, any contractor I want without a certain point, you can do well without an CM. And I recommend for you one. Yeah. So that we change the industry slowly. So contractors are hiring a lot of CM. Within a project on Temple actually the CM there, the project manager, the project manager is CM from J1. Okay? He's on the other side, I'm on this side. So you can see the hiring, because then you begin to not just focus on one project, but looking at several things. And you'll be handling those aspects of resource, procurement, communication management, all those components you handle in the class. So that is a pathway. Developers, yeah, is a pathway. I worked for developer for 6 years. For 6 years in the PM, as a PM. I did right from campus. After that contractor messed me up. I worked for Private Estates for 6 years. That's where That's the company that shaped me. A lot of what I have as a PM. Talk about. And actually, there are three CMs there currently. I refer to, including John Derry. The youth is intelligent. Where I was employed before. Wow. Okay? Those guys do developments. They do developers. So if you find a developer, and there are quite a number of developers, and they are hiring a lot. The bulk of CMs are doing this. They're hiring a lot of such managers as PMs. So that is an area for you. So go to KBDA website, check for the list of developers, but seek them out. Okay? There are some that are very limited, you will know. So check that out. Financial institutions, banks, today banks are hiring a lot of PMCs. A lot. KCB, full. Because what's happening these days, banks don't just give you money. Once they give you money to build or whatever it is, they have internal departments to check. So banks are hiring QSS, CMs, very few architects. Very few architects in a bank because banks do not independently concerned with design. But QSS because of valuations and PMs and CMs because of management. So as I told you, the group head of Equity Bank, East African head CM from JPOT. The head of Cooperative Bank, the vice chair of SNK project, Makila, CM, JPOT. Okay? National Bank head project, CM, UONM. So financial institution is a good area for you. A lot of CMs are in that. You need to pursue it. Think about it. Look at those. So don't just mainstream on PMs and contractors. Look at banking sector. Okay. Let me tell you, World Bank, no World Bank. There is no project that World Bank funds. Okay. In fact, they have a rule. World Bank have a rule. When World Bank is funding a project, and you can check, when they fund a project, it must have a project manager, and they must choose that project manager. It's a condition. You know why? So let's say World Bank is funding me. Okay? World Bank is funding me 5 billion. Okay? I will have the architects, everyone else, but they will tell you, first of all, they will tell you, you must have a PM. And that PM will be used. There is no project World Bank funds in developing countries these days without a PM. Someone independently concerned with what I told you. Time, cost, and quality. Because World Bank project, if a project is 1 year, you don't finish, they cut the funds. That's what they do. They do. So we're headed in a good direction for those who are in this. Not there to see as possible. All of you have done. The kids is headed that direction. I will have mixed them. Today I want to pass for once. Because these people are going through a lot in the name of there's nowhere you're going. You're not even regulated. You're going to be a foreman. Yeah? And you handle it too. That's what the video was. They call it. Check World Bank, for instance. All the project World Bank funds is here. Okay? And I know, because I'm involved with part of the draft organizing some drafts. IFC is taking that direction. It's one of the biggest funders again on public projects, IFC. And within no time, the African Development Bank did that for it because there is carelessness in the sector. Yeah? There is carelessness in the sector. And financial institutions can no longer accommodate for issues. They can't. It's a cutthroat market. Very cutthroat. That's why even developers are hiring a lot of skills. Are we together? And I'm not talking about it understanding the sector in the next segment. But one of the things you must understand this sector, we're in a buyer's market. Okay? We always have either a buyer's market or a seller's market. Yeah? The bulls and the bears. Yeah? Okay? We are in a buyer's market. We are in a strategic inflation point about 10 years ago in the Kenyan state that shifted it to the buyer's market. You need to be a student of this thing. Understand it inside out, unpack it, kila kitu, uelewe kabisa. Then you will understand the solution you can create for it. Okay? So we're in a buyer's market. What does that mean? The buyers decide for us prices today. So you want, as a developer, tell our project like before, you can't in a project of your liking and hope to sell. You will not sell. It's a very informed buyer today. A lot of works on TikTok, they see good designs. There's a travel buyer as well. Okay? If you look at where we are now, it's a very informed buyer, travel buyer, and technology is a buyer who can access a lot of information. So what happens? They have now set the price. That like you can imagine 3 bed must be 10 million. So what that does, so 3 bed is 10 million, the cost of construction is rising. That is exactly what we're going to face the next for years, the next 1 month. The cost of construction is rising. Okay. Well, for the last week, we're waiting for the heat the next 1 month. It's going to hit us. This buyer is not changing his sale price. In fact, if at all, you want that sale price to go down. Are we together? Because the disposable income of the buyer is also shrinking. If you understand that, then you understand the wrong. So the buyer has set a fixed price. If you do even 10.5, their options are not buying. On this side, the cost of construction has risen substantially. Taxations and a lot of those elements. The cost of cable since January is ridiculous since January. I have a project where the cost of cables has gone up by 2 million. Market issues, not even PM or market issues. So, and this developer must make the return. Okay? He must make the return. What does that mean? The cost of construction cannot vary. Going together. That's why you find developers are hiring a lot of PMs, and I tell you, a lot. There is no room for error here of saying, we found rock with the substructure, and so we have a certain middle condition. Because he can't even buy the same price. It's a very buyer sensitive market. 200,000 alone, they will not buy, they go to the next one. So the numbers here, and the biggest number here, the biggest risk here now, is the cost of construction. They want it to the T. And they realize the person going to do that is someone focused on that. He's not designing. He's not doing supervision to come inspect. No. He is focused on that as his main goal. That is it. So that if you have 500 million, God will match it for 500 million. You have to make it. Because there is no room for failure. You get a variation, this project is stalled. Are we together? That is the market we have. So it's a cutthroat market for developers. There is no room for it. Like that project now, we must know it's called value engineering. The 22 million. Where do we get it? Can we now go for a tile of 900 instead of 1200? That's what we have to do. We must recover on 2 million. Because this sale price, there's no room. Kitambo, you just say develop, just say house by half a million. Then just cover the cost. It cannot happen anymore. So the cost and the time. Time because this developer has borrowed money. Okay? In the next 15 months, he's starting to pay interest. Are we together? He's starting to pay interest on this finance cost is borrowed because most of our projects in this sector, except for the Somalis, they are on hybrid. That is supposed to be Minnesota. Talk for about they are on hybrid. Most projects are funded on a hybrid model. It's a measurement finance model. Whether in terms of partly cash, partly finance, partly debt. Debt is finance. So the high cash, 20% balance is debt. If you go 6 months